These are the important moments when the prophets were right. It is the sacred reverberation that stirs within those chosen by God. You feel that this is not a mere coincidence, but a divine calling from God Himself, preparing you for a mission of unparalleled significance in your life. A mission marked by victorious trials. It is not by chance, but rather a tapestry woven by the very hands of the Creator, where every challenge, every breakthrough, has led you to something of great purpose. Will the Jews who are listening to these words hear them? Take a moment to declare to the world with comments under this video and express your heartfelt gratitude to all who have supported this message. These words are not just a reminder, but also a powerful call for you to realize that life is not a random series of events or something that passes by meaninglessly. Every moment, every event in your life has a divine purpose, a grand mission entrusted to you. You are the one chosen to carry out this mission, even though it may sometimes be wrapped in difficult trials and seemingly insurmountable twists and turns. But never forget, with each fall, with each challenge, you become stronger and more resilient. When you look back at your steps, you will realize that it is the hardships, the pain, that serve as stepping stones leading you to a greater purpose. This is the path that God has laid out, where you become an essential part of the grand tapestry of the universe. Do not fear the challenges, for each step is a step closer to wisdom, understanding, and connection to the sacred gifts you have been bestowed since the moment of your birth. And once you become aware of this, you will see that not only you, but many others in this world share the same mission. The Jews, those who believe in the divine calling of God, stand beside you on this journey. They will be your companions, your supporters when you need them, and they will also be the ones you help when they need you. Therefore, take a moment to reflect, to express gratitude to those who have contributed to your journey, to those who have walked with you on this path. Share this message so that everyone can awaken and realize that life is not a series of random events, but a great journey full of meaning. The prophets, from the ancient Jews to the present day, have always been those chosen by God to deliver revelations, messages from heaven. Their prophecies are not mere coincidences, but foretellings of what is to come, significant changes in history, and the divine missions that humanity must fulfill. These prophecies are not just predictions, but clear signs and directions for people to recognize the deeper meaning of their lives. As the Jewish prophets have said, the great events in history do not happen by chance or naturally, but by God's will, preordained from the beginning. The migrations, the periods of slavery, and even the great liberations are all parts of God's plan for this nation. And today, when we look back, we see that these prophecies have guided the Jewish people through countless challenges, allowing them to stand firm and recognize God's presence in every step they took. Not only for the Jewish people, but all prophecies concerning God are not random. Every event, every major occurrence in a person's life, whether painful or joyful, has a divine purpose. The ancient prophets foretold that in important moments, God would send signs and calls to help people realize their mission. And it is during those times when we feel God's presence, when we understand that nothing is by chance, that we step into a new phase, where we can fulfill the great mission that God has prepared for us. It is no coincidence that important events in your life unfold in this way. Your challenges and victories are not the result of mere chance. They are all aspects of a grand plan that God has set in motion long ago. The prophets were right. They warned, they guided, and now you, along with all those chosen, have the task of fulfilling this divine mission. Trust in what you are experiencing, for nothing in the path you are on is random. Every step has a meaning. Every challenge is an opportunity for you to show faith and complete your mission. Therefore, never doubt the prophecies of the Jewish prophets or the prophecies from God. Those words continue to echo in our lives, reminding us of our higher purpose and providing opportunities for us to step out of the darkness of doubt, embrace the light of faith, follow God's calling, and fulfill the great mission He has entrusted to us. Life is constantly changing, every day, every hour, and you are an essential part of that process of change. God has chosen you, not by chance, but because He sees in you a strength, a capability to change yourself and the world around you. When you realize this, you will understand that you are not just an individual in this vast world, but a part of a divine plan, a heartbeat in the heart of the universe. Sometimes, life leads us to crossroads full of challenges, situations where we must face important decisions. In those moments, you may feel confused, uncertain about the path ahead. But don't forget, these are the very moments when God is testing you, so that you can change and grow, to bring out the noble qualities within you that you have never noticed before. Change is not always easy. Sometimes you will face resistance from within yourself, old habits, negative thoughts, and fears that have yet to be overcome. But in those difficult moments, you will feel the presence of God. He will guide you, helping you find the strength within yourself to change. He has prepared you long ago. All you need to do is open your heart and trust in the mission He has entrusted to you. God has chosen you to change not only your thoughts, but also your actions. When you begin to change the way you think, you will see that those thoughts create actions, and your actions will be the steps in the mission to change this world. The world does not change just because of words or ideas, but from the real actions we take every day. Each time you choose to act with patience, understanding, and love, you are changing the world in a profound way. Remember, no one is too small to change the world. You, with all the challenges, difficulties, and failures you've faced, will be the one to ignite change. You are not perfect, but you are someone who can do great things because you are chosen by God and prepared for this mission. Trust that every step you take, no matter how small, has meaning and can create great waves in the lives of others. When you change yourself, you also create a powerful influence on those around you. Those who see your perseverance, courage, and love in action will feel the power of change. And not just one person, but an entire community, a nation, or even the world can change, because we are all connected through our actions and thoughts. God has chosen you because He believes in your ability to change. And when you change, you not only change yourself, but also make the world a better place, bringing it closer to the sacred values that God has taught. Be proud of the mission He has entrusted to you and continue walking forward, for you are an important part of God's wonderful plan. That is the noble purpose that God has bestowed upon those who have faith. He not only grants them understanding of divine truths, but also gives them the strength to turn His words into actions, to change not only their own lives, but also the world around them. Those with faith are not just believers in God's teachings. They are the ones who carry within them the power of love, forgiveness, and extraordinary deeds. They are the chosen ones to lead, to inspire, and to change the world, even if it begins with small steps. The great efforts made by individuals with faith, whether silent actions or grand contributions, are never by chance. Every monumental event, every step forward in the mission to change the world, is a sign that has been foretold. The prophets have spoken of these important moments, times when the world will need strong people. People with faith, people who understand that every action they take carries a part of the divine plan that God has ordained. And if you are the one chosen by God, you too can change the world. Never think of yourself as a small individual who cannot make a difference. God has given you everything you need to make a change. You have the strength of faith, you have perseverance, you have love to spread, and most importantly, you have purpose. The challenges you face in life are opportunities to demonstrate your faith, to rise up, and to fulfill the mission God has entrusted to you. Remember, nothing is too small when you act with faith and sincerity. Every step, every word, every action that comes from a heart filled with love and belief in God can create change. Those around you, whether family, friends, or strangers, will feel the difference when you live in alignment with your purpose. And through each small change you make, you will create an impact that is beyond measure. A ripple that can spread and change the lives of thousands, even millions of people. God chose you not just to live an ordinary life. He chose you because you are capable of extraordinary things. And when you understand this, when you realize that you are the instrument for God to carry out His great plan, you will see that nothing is impossible. The world needs people like you, people with faith, people who are willing to step out of their comfort zones, and people who dare to change themselves to change the world. God does not just teach you to live. He teaches you to change, to brighten this world with love, with patience, and with faith. Believe in your mission and walk boldly, for you have been chosen, and you can change this world in ways you never imagined. When you sacrifice for the noble cause, when you dare to give up personal gains to pursue the greater purpose that God has prepared for you, you will find that no sacrifice is meaningless. Every effort, every challenge you overcome, is not only to prove your faith and strength, but also a step forward on the path you have been chosen to fulfill the divine mission. God will never let you go astray. He will always guide you, and after the hardships, you will receive the worthiness you deserve. This worthiness is not about material rewards or fame, but about inner peace, the tranquility in your heart when you look back on your journey. Those who love peace, those who long for a better world, will recognize this truth. You will witness changes not only in yourself, but also in the community around you, in the people you meet, in the lives you have touched. When you live with a noble purpose, your actions will become an inspiration for others. They will see that, instead of seeking ease or personal benefit, you chose the difficult path to bring positive change to the world. You will be the motivation for those who want to live with faith, love, and forgiveness. And when you realize that your efforts are helping to build a more peaceful world, you will understand that your worthiness is not just about words of thanks or admiration, but a profound change in the hearts and souls of those around you. God has given you the opportunity to change the world. And when you dare to sacrifice for the noble cause, when you dare to live for a purpose greater than yourself, you will see that what you receive is not just earthly rewards, but divine blessings. Those who love peace, those who walk the path of love and unity, will always see you as a guiding light. You will realize that it is your sacrifices and efforts that have contributed to a peaceful world, where love and understanding triumph over all. And when you look back, you will understand that all the challenges and hardships you have had to face were not meaningless trials. This is how God has refined you to become the person He has chosen to bring about positive change in this world. The worthiness you receive is not only from what you have done, but also from the people you have touched, from the hearts you have ignited with hope. You, with faith and perseverance, will continue to change the world. Your journey is a testament to the truth that when you live for a noble purpose, you will always receive the worthiness you have given, not only from God, but from those who love peace, those who share your vision, and those who believe that this world can become better through small but meaningful actions. Everything you are going through, all the great events in your life, are not mere coincidences. Every challenge, every opportunity, every step you take is the result of relentless efforts, resilience, and the faith you have planted each day. God never leaves you alone on this journey. He is always by your side, guiding you through the rough paths, helping you realize that every challenge you overcome is part of His divine plan. Like the prophets before you who predicted great events, global upheavals that no one could explain with ordinary reasoning, you too are standing in a pivotal moment. The prophets were not merely those who saw the future. They were those who carried a special mission from God, given the ability to perceive things that ordinary eyes could not see. They were able to foresee destinies, significant events for humanity, because they believed in God's guidance and lived in harmony with the great plan He had ordained. And now, you too carry a part of that mission. You may not see the entire picture right away, But do not forget that every step, every action you take is contributing to God's grand plan. When you face important decisions in life, when you choose to act with faith, you are continuing the tradition of the prophets, those who listened to God's call and accomplished what seemed impossible. You are not an ordinary person. You are chosen to bring about change, to lead others to walk the path of love and peace. You may not know exactly what is to come, but you know that God's presence in your life is a great source of strength. You may not understand all the events, but trust that your efforts, the actions you take today, will have a profound impact on the future. God will always be with you, supporting every decision, and He will guide you through the toughest times. The prophets dared to trust in what they saw and heard from God, even when no one understood them. And you, even if those around you do not understand the path you are walking, if you persist, if you live true to your mission, you will find that those who once doubted you will recognize the change you bring. You will create an impact not just in your personal life, but also in the community, in this vast world. God has given you the strength and faith to fulfill this noble mission. And as you continue your journey, always remember that nothing is by coincidence, but the result of tireless effort and unwavering faith. You are never alone, and when you walk according to God's guidance, you will always see that He has prepared everything for you to change the world, just as the prophets once did. Just like the Jewish prophets chosen by God, you too are placed in a special position where your mission is not just a personal challenge, but part of the great plan that God has prepared in advance. The Jewish prophets, from Moses, Isaiah to Elijah, were all chosen by God to lead His people through great trials and help them understand the noble purpose of life. Each of them faced difficulties, great trials, but it was their faith in God that helped them overcome and accomplish miracles. Moses, one of the greatest Jewish prophets, is a clear example of God choosing someone to fulfill a divine mission. When Moses was called by God through the burning bush, he did not know that he would become the leader who would lead the Jewish people out of Egypt, freeing them from slavery. This journey was not easy. Moses faced challenges not only from Pharaoh but also from his own people, who did not fully understand the mission he was carrying out. But through faith and perseverance, Moses completed the mission God entrusted him with and led the Jewish people through the Red Sea, opening a new chapter in their history. Just like Moses, you do not know exactly what lies ahead, but if you trust in God's guidance and dare to take firm steps, you will realize that He has prepared everything. Your efforts, even during difficult times, will never be in vain. God will always be with you. You will be guided through every challenge, just as He led Moses through the seas. Isaiah, another prophet of the Jewish people, is also a shining example of understanding the greatness of the mission God entrusted him with. Isaiah lived in a tumultuous time when the Jewish people faced invasions from great empires like Assyria and Babylon. Despite living in an era filled with pain and instability, Isaiah persisted in delivering the messages God gave him, foretelling the salvation and resurrection of the Jewish people. His prophecies were not just forecasts, but strong calls for everyone to trust in God's presence, even in the darkest times. Through faith and perseverance, Isaiah helped the Jewish people hold on to their belief in God's salvation. Isaiah's story reminds you that in life, you will sometimes face dark moments, challenges that seem impossible to overcome. But it is precisely in those moments that your faith will become a bright torch, guiding you out of the darkness. If you trust in God's plan, you will realize that every challenge, whether big or small, has a noble purpose and can lead to great change. Just like the Jewish prophets did, you do not live for yourself alone, but for a greater purpose, for the world, for those around you. God has chosen you to accomplish great things, even if you do not fully see everything now. But trust that every step you take, every decision you make, no matter how small, will have a profound impact. God will be with you, just as He was always with Moses, Isaiah, and the other prophets. They changed the world, And you can do the same. Live with faith. Dare to believe that you are chosen to fulfill your mission. And never forget that none of this is by coincidence, but the result of your efforts and God's unwavering guidance. The challenges you overcome today will become the solid foundation for great change in the future, and you will become an inspiration for future generations, just as the Jewish prophets did before you. God always has a divine plan for each person, and sometimes we cannot immediately see the results of our actions. However, if you trust in Him, He will help you change the world in ways you cannot imagine, even if you do not see those changes in the moment. An example of someone like Nelson Mandela, a person who overcame countless hardships and challenges, can help you understand how God's favor guides us to change the world. During his time in prison, no one could have imagined that one day he would become a symbol of peace and freedom, leading South Africa through apartheid and into a peaceful nation. However, with strong faith and tireless effort, Mandela transformed the entire country and the world. Throughout that journey, even though he couldn't see immediate results, he always believed in the mission God had given him. This is the truth about the power of faith and divine guidance. Similarly, you may not immediately recognize the impact your actions are having. God may have given you the opportunity to help someone or inspire a group of people, but you never know the great change you've set in motion. Every action you take with faith, no matter how small, can become a small stone in a grand picture that you cannot see right away. God will use your actions to create change, making the world a better place in the way He has ordained. Another example is the story of Mahatma Gandhi. He was not a person with power or military strength, but with faith in nonviolence and justice. Gandhi changed the entire history of India and had a profound influence on the global human rights movement. Although in the early days, people might not fully understand the significance of what he was doing, through faith in God and perseverance, Gandhi changed a nation and inspired the world. In your life, you may also encounter similar situations where you do not immediately see the change or results of your actions. You may help someone, share your faith, or simply act with love, and you may not know that it could change their life. Small actions can have unpredictable power. This is how God works in your life. He uses you as an instrument to accomplish great things that you cannot yet see in the moment. God always blesses you, just as He blessed the prophets, great leaders, and all those with faith. The changes you are making may not always be visible right away, but they will have a far-reaching impact, helping to change the world in ways you cannot imagine. And then one day, when you look back on your journey, you will realize that it was those heartfelt actions, those right decisions, that made a great difference in the lives of others and in the world. You conceal the confusion and despair, because deep in your heart, you know that your path, though not immediately clear, certainly has meaning. Every challenge you face, every difficulty you encounter, is not by chance. They are important steps in the journey that God has prepared for you. Each difficulty is a lesson. Each pain is a sign for you to grow and become stronger. These challenges, though they may tire you, are the baggage that will help you shine. You may not see the path clearly right now, but don't forget that even the most difficult paths, when taken in the right direction, will lead you to your final destination. Do not let hardships cause you to lose faith. Remember, like a small light in the dark night, you will be the guiding light for others. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a part of the grand plan that God has reserved for you. When you persevere, when you overcome yourself, you will not only change your own life, but also the lives of those around you. The challenges you face, the sleepless nights, the moments of despair will become memories that help you become stronger, wiser. Just like the small light gradually shining in the dark night, you will begin to realize that you are not only walking your own path, but also helping others find their own light. God has created you to be a leader, one who carries the light of truth, faith, and hope. Maybe right now you don't see the results clearly, But trust that every step you take, every decision you make, has a noble purpose. God will never abandon you. He is always with you, guiding you through every challenge. And when you overcome the hardships, you will see that these experiences are the bricks that build a strong foundation for your future, as well as for the people you meet along the way. Like the light of a lamp, which may be dim at first, but once you persevere, you will see that this light can illuminate an entire dark forest. You will guide others to find the truth, to find hope and faith. You are the bright lamp in the dark night, the one who brings to the world the light of peace, love, and truth. God has prepared a great mission for you, and every challenge you overcome is a step closer to that noble purpose. Trust in yourself and know that even though the path may not be clear right now, you are always being guided by God. When you shine, not only will you, but the entire world around you will be illuminated, and what seemed impossible will become reality. The planets in the universe, the distant stars, and the existence of all things in this world carry hidden meanings that the human eye cannot see. Like the stars in the sky, their light may not always shine clearly, but they still radiate, even from far away. These planets and celestial bodies are like secrets that only God can understand. Similarly, our lives sometimes cannot fully reveal the great things that God has prepared. We can only feel them through faith, through trust in Him, knowing that every event, every challenge, every moment in life is not by chance. However, over time and through faith, the unseen will gradually become clear. Just like the light of the stars we see at night, the truth may not immediately appear before us, but it is always there, waiting for us to recognize it. Jesus Christ lived and sacrificed for us to open a path through which we can find salvation, peace, and boundless love. He showed us that greatness is not always clearly displayed. It can be hidden in simple things, in acts of love, and in sacrifices. This vast universe, with all its planets, stars, and endless paths of space, reflects the wonder of existence, just as Jesus Christ is the proof of the wonder of faith. Although we cannot see all the secrets of the universe or understand the entire plan of God, through faith we realize that everything has a deep purpose. What we see is only a small part of the completeness that God has created. Just as there are unexplored aspects of this universe, your life, even in its most difficult moments, also holds wonderful things that only faith and time can reveal. Those who do not believe in the unseen, in the miracles that cannot be explained, may think that everything is by chance. But those who have faith understand that everything happens with purpose, and in the unseen, there's a sacred meaning that cannot be measured by reason. The sacrifice of Jesus Christ, His teachings about love and compassion, are reminders that greatness and truth do not always come from what is most obvious, but sometimes they are hidden in simple things, in our daily actions. Remember, just like the universe, your life also holds things that are hidden, which can only be seen when you walk in faith and patience. Jesus Christ has shown us that path, a path that is not always easy, but one that leads to truth, salvation, and peace. The challenges you face, the difficulties you must overcome, are all steps for you to recognize the miracle hidden in your life, just like the distant planets and stars that exist in the universe, even though we cannot immediately see them. Never forget that, even though your path may not be clear, and sometimes you may feel confused or desperate, God is always with you, guiding you through hardships, and helping you discover great things that cannot yet be seen. The unseen things, like God's boundless love and the salvation He brings, will always be the truth, despite everything that cannot be explained by reason.